So we have a very exciting video today. I'm only partially being facetious. In this video, I'll be reviewing the Bestek battery case for the iPhone 6. This is a 3100 milliamp hour battery case. So relative to the 1810 milliamp hour battery in the iPhone 6, this supplements the iPhone with 150% charge. So you'd be able to charge your phone once and then halfway a second time with the application of the case. This is available at the moment for $60 on Amazon, so this price is what I'm going to be basing this entire review on. This is the primary component of the case. This is the main part. Also in the box, you have two bumpers included, which is rather generous, although it's fairly limited when you actually consider it in terms of, I guess, customization options. You have two, so you have a black one which matches the case, and then a clear one which gives the case some interesting two-tone look, and we'll look at that very shortly. However, the main component of the case feels rather sturdy and feels as if it's built well. And for charging the case, a mini USB cable is also in the box. Charging the case completely took approximately 2 hours. Likewise, it takes approximately 2 hours to fully charge the iPhone. So in this case applied, charging the iPhone is comparatively lethargic, in relative terms of course. Assumably this is to prevent damage to the battery. The case is coated in a matte finish which feels very nice in the hand, surprisingly so, but unfortunately this means that it does tend to collect dust, as is evident here, and also the occasional fingerprint or two, so I guess that is a minor caveat. And the Bestek logo is imprinted rather generously on the bottom, so I don't know, that's a bit larger than I would like. The remainder of the hardware components, including the speaker and ports, will be covered once I apply the phone, since I believe that would be of greater usefulness. So applying the phone is rather simple. I mean, you just slide it in, and now it is connected to the lightning port, although it isn't visible here. Then you choose your covering of choice. I will show both, but I will start with the black one, as I'm not that fond of the two-tone result of using the clear one, to be honest. So you line it up, of course, and it is rather easy to apply, but you just have to verify that it is clicked in properly. Now the separation between the two hardware components sort of worries me to an extent, because I have seen instances, at least on Amazon reviews, that some people have dropped this and the case just separated on impact, so that is a bit concerning. Of course, this is more of a design flaw than anything, but I wouldn't suspect it as anything major, although I would advise you, if you're looking to prevent I guess something for shock absorption or something, if you're trying to find a case that suits that need, this probably would not be your selection. Now the speakers are front facing, which is interesting, and it does project audio better than the stock iPhone speakers, simply because of the fact that they are indeed front facing. I did not notice a marked audio improvement, but since it is the different direction does improve the audio slightly, in a way, just due to the dynamics of the audio. Now unfortunately you will not be able to use headphones with this without the implementation of this extension that did come with the case. You have to put this in the audio jack and then put your headphones in through here. It's a bit comical and a bit unfortunate too. I would consider that to be a downfall, because I do not want to carry this ridiculous dongle with me every time I want to listen to music, which is quite frequently. Of course, you have the micro USB port here to charge the case. The mute switch is directly open for access, and the sleep wake button is not, but it does have a nice tactile feel. Now ergonomics, it feels alright. The thickness factor does contribute a bit to sort of awkwardness, although it might be initial, of course, you'd get used to it. It does remove the curves from the sides, because it does conceal those, since it does cover it, which means that the surface of the phone feels a bit flatter, simply because you do not have those tapered curves, which does add a bit to the iPhone's dimensions. Now that is covered, so that no longer exists, so it does feel like a flat slab, or the display does at least. Without those tapered curves apparent, it does feel a bit different, and of course you'd get used to it after just, I guess, a few hours of using it. but it is a different feeling. Just the display looks it looks much flatter rather than the curved round edges that the iPhone 6 provides untampered with. Now, after charging the case, let's say you want to charge your phone. Let's say your phone is low on battery. Mine's at 45% right now, but that's rather low, at least. Well, not necessarily, but I usually tend to charge my phone once it reaches 50%, which is a bit obsessive, but who cares about me? Let's move on. Oh, that is so oily. But all you'd have to do is just hold the power button down. It will illuminate, indicating how much of a charge your case has. And you can see that my iPhone is now charging. Voila, it already increased by a percentage point, and it hasn't even been 20 seconds yet. So from this point, it'd take about an hour and a half to fully charge, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. But it'd take approximately 2 hours to charge completely. So for a battery case, it works well. But the issue I have, I guess, is just with battery cases in general. I couldn't imagine just using this case daily, as it just makes your phone so thick and just so clunky. If you absolutely need a battery pack, and that is you would use one day in and day out simply because the iPhone's battery life is not enough. If it fits your lifestyle and you don't mind having a thick and clunky case, this is a very good battery case. I do have some gripes with the fact that the two pieces are separated, which means that it could have the tendency to just separate on impact, which is a build concern. And for protection, that doesn't really offer too much. The question is, are you willing to sacrifice the iPhone 6's aesthetics simply for more battery? If you said yes to this question and you've been considering buying this case, or even if you haven't, then yeah, I'd recommend it. Of course, I do have a few gripes. This looks ridiculous. Of course, I do have a few. Of course, I do have a few gripes. Of course, I do have a few gripes, including the aforementioned build quality and the fact that you need this ridiculous dongle for any audio in. But for $60, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better battery case. Now, if you had all the money in the world, I'd advise you to buy the Mophie Juice Pack. I believe that's for $85, $90. It's a case similar to this. It is thinner, it is a bit more efficient, but of course it is more expensive. But for what this is, which is a battery case, which is expected to be clunky and a bit uninspiring, I'd give this a solid 4 out of 5. It's good. It's a good battery case, it works well, it's applicable in times of, I guess, dire need. But personally, I could not use this case on a daily basis, if ever. Perhaps on long vacation trips, but other than that, it just doesn't pertain to my lifestyle. Now, if it does to you, and you have $60 to spend on a battery case, I'd advise you to pick this one up. I do not believe you'd be disappointed, and if you don't really mind the somewhat shoddy build quality, and the fact that you need a stupid audio dongle, it is a very good iPhone peripheral, let alone battery case. Now this is a pain to take off. Here goes the clear one. Now, admittedly, it still looks nice, but it probably would look exponentially better if you didn't have this black slab on the back. Perhaps they'd be generous enough to sort of include a clear backing, but that's perhaps asking a bit too much. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about the case that I haven't really covered in the video, just drop them in the comments section below, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. And you've been EvoNinjas99. Yeah, that's sticking. That's a verb. Yes, that's unique. Nobody else says that. So that's what I'm going to say at the end of my video. Okay. You've just been evil. No, I can't say it once more. That'd just be too inappropriate. Alright. Later, guys.